So today we're going to be talking about five cards, three being Easy A's and two being Peppy God's banner units for the little carnival, the little double, raid spanner thing, right? All right, so let's just jump straight into Gohan. All right, so I'm very certain his Easy A did come out today. It did because I got the notification on my phone that his Easy A was available. So yeah, his Easy A is out right now. Can't wait to test him out. By the way, I'm more excited to look at in Cheelai. I'm very certain they gave her no offensive numbers because it makes no sense to give her that. I was thinking before I read her card, would she be one of those characters who's doing everything on one side of the spectrum, and then she'll have like her little offensive thing where she like has like I don't know, 3 turns of guaranteed crit, but also having like I don't know like 500% attack, so she can do just a little bit of damage. But I highly doubt they did that to her. They probably just went in on that full support archetype, which I am a huge fan of. I am. Okay, so leader skill we're gonna skip over because it's not important. All right, so his super attack, 50% attack defense on turn, greatly lowering defense. Okay, solid. And his 18 key, stacks attack regularly and greatly stacks defense, as well as mastery lowering the enemy's defense. Okay, so they made him a stacker from his pre-easy because inside his pre-easy he's not a stacker. Yeah. Okay, and they bumped this up to 50% attack and defense from his pre-easy to his post-easy. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Okay, let me see his stats again. What are his stats? This fucker is going to hit very hard. And him having this guy is huge. This is it's a help. It's definitely a help. Okay. Oh, and another thing, right? If you don't have this guy right over here, you can go ahead and run this guy to proc a part of his kit, I assume. Because last I remember, inside his pre-easy, he needs a Movie Heroes Goku to proc some parts of his kicks. So I'm just assuming that he's going to need a Movie Heroes Goku to proc part of his kit for his post easy, right? All right, so Beyond the Galaxy is the name of his passive, which I don't ever remember it being that. Wow. Probably because I never read the exact name. Did I? I don't remember. Okay, so 200% attack and defense, as well as a 2 keeper keys to obtain, launches a guarantee super, and he starts out with a base 20% chance to crit, and he is a tech orb changer. Okay. Do like the fact that he is 2 keeper keys to obtain, and he's creating his own orbs. I am a huge fan of that. Definitely am. Guarantee super is nice, 200% attack and defense. Everything's looking pretty standard. I'm a fan. I like his base effects. Looks good. Um, I would argue maybe this could have been 20% chance to crit with 20% damage reduction, but hey, whatever. 4 turns of him having 30% damage reduction and guard. Yeah, that's where the additional 20% damage reduction definitely would have helped him. Yeah, definitely. Guard, cool, I guess. Sure, you can keep that restricted, whatever. But 30% damage reduction with guard. Yeah, they definitely could have gave him base damage reduction. No, they could have gave him base damage reduction. I don't see why not. Anyways, 10% attack and defense per keys are obtained. Makes sense because he's a nuker inside his pre-EZA. When attacking with 12 more key, 100% attack and defense. Nice, so he's getting an attack and defensive buff from his passes to super attack effects. And when attacking with 18 or more key, 100% attack. And he also gets an additional 159% attack and an additional 20% chance to crit when HP is 58% or less. Okay. 159% attack and an additional 20% chance to crit starting from the 5th turn for start of battle. And he gets 159% defense as well as an additional 20% chance to crit when there is another Movie Heroes category ally on the team, or when there's another Hybrid Sands category ally attack in the same turn. So that's very, very easy for him to proc. So you don't need that Movie Heroes category ally on the team. You can just get that Hybrid Sands character on the attack in the same turn with him, of course. 159% defense, as well as an additional 20% chance to crit when there's an ally whose name is Goku on the team. Of course, excluding the youth, Captain Ginyu, and etc. Or when there's a youth category ally attack in the same turn. So yeah, that just completely pushes that just pushes the narrative to run this guy with this guy because it's literally perfect because that guy has obviously youth and hybrid stance built into their categories, right? And like I already said before, Movie Heroes Goku, yeah, you guys get the gist, right? To proc this part of the kit, or his part of his kit. I don't think this guy's gonna age well because of this. They went with a offensive archetype with him, which I am a huge, huge fan of offense. as of late, offense has just been so dominant in Dokkan. It just been crazy. Offense has been so crazy in Dokkan as of late that we have bosses hitting you for over 10 million. It's crazy. Those new Supreme Battle Spectacles are hitting your ass for over 10 million, bro. So I like offensive archetypes. But if Dokkan ever decides to slow the meta down again, this is going to hurt this guy very badly. I think it is because he's only going to be raw stats after those 4 turns. That's gonna be the issue. Yeah, that's obviously, yeah, that is obviously is going to be the issue. Oh no though, me being a fan of the offensive archetype and the rush playstyle for Dokkan, so to say, the blitzing, not rush, the blitzing playstyle of Dokkan, I'm a fan because this guy, I have seen no showcases on him. I'm already knowing, looking at that, look at that rainbowed attack stat. This fucker with this guy's support, what is his attack stat? Is he over 80 million? Because, bro, he's not over. Is he? He's at least over 50 million. I know this guy hits like a fucking bomb. I'm a fan of his kit. This, but if Dokkan decides to slow the game down again, this is going to hurt this guy bad because he's going to be raw stats and the boss is going to hit his ass with a very devastating attack stat. Very devastating because this is not going to save him if they slow the game down because the boss is going to eventually outdamage his defensive stat post super, assumingly if Dokkan decides to slow down the game and they go that route. Anyways, I like his EZA though. So in Cheelai, this is the character I'm most interested in, easily, because I'm surprised they picked her, but then I'm not surprised. When did she come out again? Damn, just about almost 3 years ago. Wow. Okay. Anyways, or 3 years plus because this is the global release. That's the global release, right? Okay. So in Cheelai, let's see what we got here. So skipping the leader skill because it doesn't really matter. So she goes from 50% defense 1 turn up to 100% defense 1 turn. She still keeps the guarantee seal and has that 50% chance to stun. Very, very good combination of super attack effects. This is so well warranted. I'm a fan. She's going to be. I don't know why. Outside of like offensive archetypes, I've always liked support type units too. Yeah, not gonna lie, I've always liked them. Because I mean, obviously, I'd say I like them because the support type unit archetype directly supports the crazy. I said support twice. Directly supports the offensive archetype by making them blitz the boss, so to say. Okay, so 3 key and 339% defense baseline, as well as foreseeing enemy super attacks. So I'm pretty sure she's already did that inside her pre-EZA, right? Yeah, she did. And she's a Rainbow Orb Changer, which she, of course, does inside her pre-EZA. And she keeps her 70% chance to dodge, excuse me. She keeps her 70% chance to dodge from her pre-EZA. Getting dyslexic after not reading cards for a while. And she gives all allies a 3 key and 39% attack defense, as well as a 20% chance to crit, self-excluded. All right. And that's bumped up from... No. She keeps the same exact all ally support. She just gives crit chance now. Okay. So the only different thing in her base effect now is the fact that she's giving crit chance support, as well as her having bumped up starter turn defense. Okay, that's completely fine. For every attack dodged, 139% defense within a turn. Wow. Wow. That goes from 39% to 139%. Wow. Every time this character dodges 3 attacks in battle, recover 39% HP at the end of the turn up to 3 times. So that's from her pre-EZA, right? Yes, that is. And she gets more added effects. So after dodging 6 or more attacks in battle, all allies get 39% attack and defense for 3 turns at procs once. This is wow. Wow. Okay. When receiving a normal attack, 139% defense temporarily, and when receiving a super attack, she gets an additional 10% chance to dodge temporarily. So this girl gets up to an 80% chance to dodge, granted she's taking a super attack, And when she's taking normal, she gets a 70% chance to dodge. She's a Rainbow Orb Changer. She's a outstanding support type unit that builds up defense within a turn each time she dodges while recovering HP. And also having foreseeing super attacks and having a great combination of super tactics, that being status debuffs of her ceiling, having a chance to stun, and getting 100% defense one turn. She is really, really good. Really good. What team is she on again? Link set is obviously the worst thing about her. She's on Bond of Friendship, Peppy Gals, and Space Traveling Wars. The thing is that you don't need to run Cheelai on a leader skill. You don't. You don't need to run Cheelai on a fucking leader skill. And granted, anybody that watches me has a brain. You build her full dodge. I know there's nobody that watches me that built her full additional or full crit. If you built her full crit, it's just, hello? Oh, okay. There's a symbol monkey in your brain if you built her full crit. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a little meme thing. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, and I did talk about Dokkan maybe going the route of giving her like, I don't know, a one big attack, or her having those 3 turns of guaranteed crit, and her having like, I don't know, 1,000% attack for 3 turns so she could do some damage. But that was just an idea I tossed out there. But if you built a full crit, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So Fasha was actually, I remember her being pretty solid. I watched her showcase. I remember her being solid back then. I remember being pretty impressive. Anyways, so her super attack, 50% attack defense one turn, as well as a 50% chance to crit. Was she doing a pre-EZA? 30% attack for one turn. Okay. Alright, so she has a much better set of super attack effects. Alright, so her base effects, 200% attack and defense in one turn. Not one turn. Oh my god. 200% attack and defense baseline, 50% damage reduction, and launches an additional attack as a 70% chance to come a super attack. Man, I just cannot read. For 5 turns from the character's entry turn, guards. So she had that in her pre-EZA, right? Okay, so they bumped it up from 4 turns to 5 turns. Okay. Alright, so starting from the 6th turn from the character's entry turn, launches a guaranteed super, and she has a 70% chance to crit. Okay. And for every attack received, 40% attack deeps up to 200%. And when another 2 or more low-class warriors categorize on the team, or another 2 Peppy Gals categorize on the team, 40% attack and defense whenever guard is activated up to 200%. So that's up to 400% attack and defense for free. Okay. While her having up to a 70% chance crit. I'm fine with it. She's probably going to be doing big numbers. What? 200% leader skills is she on? Taos. As well as these two. Okay, they're 220s. Okay. I forgot to pull this guy up. I wanted to see what 220s he was on. He's on so many 200% plus leader skills. And he's on 1, 2, 3, 220s. No, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's on 7 220s. Yeah, 7 220s, bro. Because last I checked, yeah, 200%, 200%. This whole row, like this L shape, is 200%. All 200% right over here. I'm grazing over with my mouse. And then these are all 200% also. Last I checked, you are a 200%, right? You're not. No, you are. You are. Okay, I was bugging. I for a second I thought this was a 220. I complete brain fart. Anyways, Fasha looks alright. I don't have much to say here. She's just gonna be doing damage. Guard with 50% damage reduction for the first 5 turns, and then onward she's just 50% damage reduction with pure stats, with additional super attack chances as well as a guaranteed super built in. It seems about right. For Fasha, fair. So far, yeah, Fasha's probably better than what I'm giving her credit for, but she just seems good. Just seems standard. It looks all right. Ran fan. Okay. Let's see. So dangerous schemer. Ran fan. Okay. Was she crying? Was this the? Who was she fighting? In OG Dragon Ball. Was this the 21st World Tournament? Who was she fighting? I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, Fake Tears Ruse. 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, as well as raising allies attack and defense by 30% for 2 turns. That's very good support. So great super attack type combinations. Ranpan's True Nature, 200% attack and defense baseline, as well as 40% chance to dodge, and all allies getting 1 key, 40% defense, and an additional 1 key and 30% defense for characters who belong to the Peppy Gals category. All right, so she's looking like pure support so far with dodge, I assume. 1 attacking, 200% attack and defense, and additional 50% attack and defense up to 200%, and dodge chance and damage reduction plus 40% per Peppy Gauss category on the team. So you need Peppy Gauss characters to build up this character's damage reduction plus dodge. So of what we're seeing right now, she gets up to an 80% chance to dodge or 40% damage reduction with great support. After receiving or dodging an attack, all allies get 20% attack. Peppy Gauss characters excluded. Okay. And Peppy Gauss categories get 20% attack for 2 turns. Holy, bro. Holy. When facing only one enemy, she debuffs the enemy's attack by 30%, as well as their defense for 2 turns, and a 70% chance to stun for 2 turns, and a 70% chance to steal for steal. Oh my god. Seal for 2 turns. When the target enemy is in the following status: attack, defensive, stunned, or sealed, performs a guaranteed super. So more often than not, you're going to be facing only one enemy, so this is going to be fairly easy to proc. And when you debuff the enemy, you get a guaranteed super. So she does have a decent amount of stats built into her. She does have 200% attack and defense baseline, as well as her 200% attack and defense when attacking, and 200% attack and defense for you having a Peppy Gals characters on the team with up to a 80% chance to dodge and 40% damage reduction. She seems pretty damn good. She does. Definitely not going to summon for her, but seems good. Every year, man, it just seems to just drop all these damn Peppy Gals characters, but they're yet to give Peppy Gals like a real leader. I mean, obviously we had this guy, but would you consider? I mean, sure, yeah, but we need a new 20, a 220 for this thing. We need a new 220 because Steve just needs it. Okay, Videl. Oh lord. Okay. You know what's funny? We got this guy, and then we get her. Was it just a hint that we were gonna get a Videl unit after getting a Spopovich banner unit? Probably so. Okay, so Videl, what's her thing? Strength worthy of the name. Okay. So her super attack, she gets 100% defense for 3 turns. Very good. And her passive, that being support for Videl, 2 key and 200% attack and defense, as well as 30% damage reduction. And she's also a Rainbow Orb Changer, AGL excluded. 3 key and 70% attack and defense for allies whose name include Gohan, Teen, Ultimate Gohan, or Great Saiyan Man. Huh. You're Gohan Teen, right? Bro. Okay. So just ridiculous support for this guy. All right. So when attacking with 12 or more key, 200% attack and defense. When there is another Peppy Gals category ally attacking the same turn, or when there is another ally whose name includes Gohan, Teen, Ultimate Gohan, or Great Saiyan Man attacking the same turn, 50% damage reduction before attacking and 300% attack when attacking. Wow. So she can get up to 80% damage reduction sitting inside slot 1. Wow. Holy hell. For every turn passed, 10% damage reduction down to 30%. No more than 30%. Okay. So that's lowered completely. Okay. For 3 turns from the character's entry turn, 200% defense and a 50% chance to crit, as well as launching an additional attack as a 50% chance to become a super attack. When the character is KO'd starting from the 4th turn from the character's entry turn, revives with HP fully recovered. After the character revival skill is activated, 200% attack and defense, 30% damage reduction, performs a guaranteed crit, and launches a guaranteed super. Videl is really fucking good. Did Videl just solve the problem of slot 1 for this guy after his first turn? Wow. Wow. Of course, her link set is dog shit, but wow. She might have just solved the problem. Videl is pretty fucking good. Great super attack effect. Gets up to 80% damage reduction. Does lose the 30% damage reduction, but after she does revive, she gets it back. Guarantee super built in. Additional super attacks built in. Additional super attack chances built in. Um, Videl is good, man. Videl is good, man. Videl is good. Yeah. Also, just gotta check real quick. Buff to his team and buff to his team, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. These guys are good. Is it crazy to say? I'm not even gonna say that. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Excuse the fumbling of my words. That just happens when I just don't read cards for a while. Uh, wow. I'm actually impressed with these units. Gohan, I'm fine with because I like offensive units, but I feel as if though he's probably not gonna age that great. Like a certain somebody. We're not even gonna talk about him. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. I'll catch you guys next video. I absolutely love you all. Peace.